So hello everyone, this is your Krishna from Women Today YouTube channel. So in this channel, we have been interviewing many women entrepreneurs, also working women across different cities in India and also across the world. So we have been traveling to different cities. Directly, we are going to meet the women entrepreneurs, and we are just doing offline interviews, and also we are just doing online interviews across different women entrepreneurs and working women across different continents and countries across the world. So today's our guest is from Pune. Her name is Mridula Agarwal. So she is a very famous transformative healer, and she is doing a wonderful job. So I welcome you, Mridula Agarwal, ma'am, to this Women Today YouTube channel. So please kindly introduce you about the kind of work you do about the audience, to the audience who are watching this interview right now, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Krishna. I'm glad to be here on your channel. So I am Mridula Agarwal, and I have been helping people to break the deepest patterns that people experience in their life. I come across people who are caught up in toxic marriages, failing businesses. No matter how hard they try, they don't succeed. They're living below their potential, or they are deeply traumatized by something that has happened, or it could be some other familial problem, generational problem, anything at any level, and they find themselves stuck. And no matter where they go, how hard they try, no matter what kind of therapies, yogas, meditations they do, or psychiatric drugs also, they usually find themselves stuck in the same routine. I help them break all of these patterns in and not just break these patterns, also to enable and empower them automatically. Like, I upgrade their system immediately so that they can thrive in all aspects of life in just 24 hours.
That's great.
So,
Because I just wanted to ask you one simple thing. So you just mentioned that people are going through a lot of traumas in their life, consider maybe in their relationship, or maybe in the kind of work they do, in the kind of business they do, but you just solve everything in 24 hours. So please tell us what one can expect from you if someone comes and meet you with some kind of traumas in their life, and if they want to get rid of the kind of traumas they're facing in their life, and tell us the kind of path in which you make the client who is coming to you so that they can get rid of the traumas they are facing in life within 24 hours in one single day, ma'am.
so see, anyone who has been through a trauma is having a lot of flashbacks. So let's talk about the symptoms. So let's say someone comes to me, they're literally in their mind, in their body, they're undergoing a lot of flashbacks. Okay, so this happened and that happened. They're reliving the whole moment they start reliving. For example, it can be an accident, a very harsh accident somebody has been through. And in their mind, they're continuously going through the same accident over and over again. That gives them emotional hurt, that jerks their body, that makes them question, what if this had happened? What if something had happened to me? What would have happened to my family? What if this particular thing had happened, then how would have I survived? What if I had become disabled? Then there are questions like, nobody came to save me. Why did this happen to me? How exactly did this happen? Like that, they're caught up in a maze of questions and answers and the whole trauma that their mind and body is reliving. Usually, when they come to me, they are just there. They are not able to think anything about, what if the trauma goes out of my life? One trauma can affect you at many levels. They start becoming fearful of the life. Everything that they do with double caution, double precaution. They are not able to rest. Everything that they do is with anxiety, with fear. And that kind of percolates everywhere. So they will be children, don't go out to play. It is dangerous outside. So what happens when people come to me with the trauma? They are usually so caught up and trapped in the whole experience of trauma that their thought process for the future, that what is possible for me, is non-existent.
Mridula, ma'am, that was a good answer from you. Also, at the same time, tell me, ma'am, was there any kind of situation where you felt broke and where you felt like, okay, I can't do anymore. This is the end of my life. And you are like totally depressed, totally like going out of mood, the kind of panic attacks which people feel that when nobody is there for them to support or to trust, the kind of loneliness, and when they are going into that kind of deep state, they'll not be able to make themselves come out of the kind of the ground which they are in. So I think most of the people have felt this. Actually, the thing is that honestly, genuinely, I have asked these questions to a lot of people. They tell a different, they tell answers different based upon the kind of experiences. But as a transformative healer, how did you actually bring yourself up, and how did you make yourself independently successful in this life, man?
There were There were a lot of moments. See, before I became a professionally a healer, I have been into healing since last 25 years. I was doing it for myself or, just for my own experiences I was doing. And that too, not from the perspective of healing. Sometimes it was manifestation. Sometimes it was just, feel good factor. Sometimes it was just to solve a little bit of problem. And what people think that, is trauma or, I have had a complete broken down experience, the groundlessness, the powerlessness, the alone, and, everything that people experience, a total complete crash. Sometimes it's like one episode leads to a complete crash. And sometimes over the passage of time, people slowly erode and erode and erode, and they deplete and they become zero. It could be they're in a bad relation. It could be they're in a loss making business. It could be that, they're in a family where everybody has slowly chipped away their self worth. It could be, they had a health issue which completely distorted and destroyed them. And usually it is a combination of a lot of factors. It is never one thing. For me, also, before I became a transformative healer as a profession, before this, I'm a food technologist. I have done an MBA. I was like a regular girl. I got married. I had a love marriage. We settled down in Mumbai. We had a baby. The general life, what everybody experiences. You have things to do, business to take care of, child to raise. You have your own health, your own things, which takes a back seat. There are days when, things in relationship are not going well, when business is not where it needs to be, when your child is suffering and you don't even have a luxury to take care of your own self. You're just caught up in this firefighting mode. With me also, I was caught up in this firefighting mode for such a long time that I had a severe burnout. And in that burnt out, I also realized that my business, my 7, 8 year old business, which was running successfully, in one flat year, it dipped to almost zero. Like we lost 3 to 4 corporate contracts worth 1.5 crores. My child got diagnosed with autistic spectrum. My health was so bad that without any reason, I had bruises on my body. I was on complete bed rest for 6 to 8 months. I had a new vertical. So it was not that nothing was working out. Everything would have had worked out, but something inside me had broken. And I did not want to go ahead with anything. And looking at everything, I had to take a call that, my child is most important. And I shut down my first business. It got us into a deep debt of 1.5 crores at that point of time. We did not even have assets. So we had to pull in. So my husband had to take top up loan over a home loan. My father-in-law had to give money. My father had to give money. And after that, also, we had more loan to take care of, plus our autistic child, plus someone like me who kind of blamed myself for all the problems that have caused in my life. And the whole pressure also took a toll on our marriage. So that was a time when I thought that, first let me shut down the business because any which ways in this condition, I'm not able to handle it. That was the first thing. It gave us a huge blow. And then the child, I was just running from doctors to psychiatrists to counselors to therapists to who not for my son. And no one was giving any exact answer, whether it is curable, treatable, regressible or not. I went to astrologers, I went to pundits, I went to tarot card readers, I went to everyone. I ran from pillar to post. There was no answer. And then I also went into therapy, subconscious mind reprogramming and everything. There I thought things will finally change. They did to some level, but they did not got back. Like there, I came to realize my marriage has been having irreparable problems since day one. And probably that is why things took such a bad turn because I was not, when you are in a relationship, when you're not feeling nourished or when you do not feel happy, you cannot work. Something that I never knew. I thought work is a separate. Back then, I used to feel work is work. Okay, work needs to happen like work. I enjoy my work. But if my marriage is not working, that's a separate problem. I never knew the connection. Or you should say that I was never ready to see the connection because of our culture. We are being told that if you have made a decision to marry, like divorce is a big tap. And then by the time I landed up in this situation, financially, we were not in any position to do anything about our marriage. So the marriage decision was, we will think about it later. So all of this transpired into me, and I'm someone who does not give up. And especially when it comes to my child, I will not give up. So after I ran from pillar to post, everywhere I ran, I did not get any answer. And there was a part of me which was feeling very depressed that maybe this is game over. I went through the internal shame, that failure, that sense of, hopelessness. broken and shattered, that maybe I have to learn to accept fate. Maybe I have to learn to accept destiny. Maybe I'm not that smart. I might be very smart, but maybe destiny has other plans for me. And there was another part of me which was like, this is not acceptable to me. Whatever it will take, no matter where I have to go till the end of universe, I will go and find the solution. This is not acceptable to me. So this particular part, which was like, this is not acceptable to me, it, in the night, I had a dream where I was transported back into my Reiki class, which I had taken when I was in class 10th. And then that same master, he appeared to me in a dream. It was like I was transported back in time and I was in that moment and I relived the entire thing. The master said that human beings are really stupid. If someone has a problem, they first go to doctor, then they go to pandit, then they go to astrologer, then they go to all kind of religious spots, or maybe they consult lawyers or whatever. When everything is over, they are like, God, today I have come to you as my last hope. And that moment, the God laughs. God says, I am the most supreme being in the whole universe who can solve your problem like this, and you're coming to me last? So that I got that dream one more time. And in that moment, I knew I had to go back to Reiki. I don't know how, and I do not know what will happen. And from there, moment I went back to Reiki, everything started to happen. Like my son's entire autistic spectrum, it got corrected. There was a lag still, but I could feel that whatever was happening, intuitively, I feel that it has gotten corrected. I took him to another doctor for a review. The doctor said, see, I do not find him on an autistic spectrum. Definitely, there is a lag in growth because of his medical condition. But other than that, he does not seem to be an autistic spectrum. Even as a mother, I knew no, things are different. In 1 month, his autistic spectrum had reduced and he was normal. In 1 month, I could stabilize myself and I could rechannelize my energies into figuring out what to do next. I was having a severe medical issue, which was not getting diagnosed. So I put energy onto finding the diagnosis to my problem. And I got miraculously somebody bumped me that one doctor in 15-minute conversation could diagnose the problem, which was not getting diagnosed for 33 years. It did not happen because of some random.
Can you come again with the kind of thing which was actually not able to get a solution for 33 years and you are able to do it within 50 minutes? You are just telling something like that. Can you just elaborately tell about it, ma'am?
So, see, I was having a very strange medical disease. And everybody kept on saying for 33 years that, this is psychology. So my mouth will have ulcers, my body will have inflammation, I will have a lot of brain fog. My whole body would feel as if I'm carrying 100 kilos of weight in my body. I would always be very tired and very fatigued. And if you go to doctors, like I had gotten so many reports done, everybody kept on saying it is stress, it is stress, it is stress. I said, since childhood, I'm having this. What do you mean? Since childhood, I'm born with so much of stress. And all of this had gotten worse since I conceived my son. And it kept on going worse. And this was the same problem with my mother and with my maternal aunts also. And everybody would say that after pregnancy, body changes and problems worsen. That was the belief that, as I will grow older, my body will fall sick and sick. That was also part of the reason that part of my head was like, you have to learn to accept fate. You are supposed to be diseased. Your child is also diseased. You're not supposed to be successful. That was a line, intense negative thoughts that I was having at that time. And when I spoke to the doctor, like I did Reiki, and the part of me which is like, this is not acceptable to me. And I'm also a science student. I know this is not normal. And all my maternal aunts, my mother, for years and years, even in their own lifetime, they had been going through a lot of doctors, and there was never a concrete diagnostics which was ever done. Forget about the treatment of an issue. And after 30 days, and since last 33 years, even I have been going to all kind of doctors, endocrinologist, gynecologist, hormone specialist, gastroenterologist, all kind of Ayurvedic doctors, homeopathic doctors, this and that, everything even I was doing, but the problem was not even getting diagnosed. I went to this, hypnosis, subconscious mind programming kind of program, Reiki also, it never worked out. So one day I was in a state of trance and for 30 days, I was like, after my son's problem was sorted, I was like, I need to focus on myself and let me focus on my own health. That was the time I restarted with the Reiki work. And I put Reiki on the manifestation that my problem should get solved. Rather than putting a healing on my problem um, should get solved, I put a Reiki on my problem should get diagnosed. I don't even know what the problem is. Right? So that day I took out all the medical records in the last 10 years and I filed them. After I filed them, I realized all the doctors have been doing analysis in one way only. They will take blood reports on same parameters. They will take hormone reports on same parameters. So every year I would have same reports. No one had analyzed it from any other perspective. So after 30 days, I bumped into a friend. I was going to physiotherapist. I had spondylitis by then. Like my stress had increased so much, my body, my toxicity in my body, plus the whole financial stress. My child is not well stressed. The marital problem stress. Everything had worked so much that by then I had gotten spondylitis. I had severe body pain and I had whole day mental fog and all kind of pervasive thoughts. I never had suicidal thoughts, but I had a lot of pervasive thoughts, wrong thoughts, bad thoughts, nothing will work out kind of thoughts, those kind of things. So after I gave Reiki, I went to a physiotherapist, and that physiotherapist told me of one particular doctor. She said, couple of weeks back only, she has moved in back from US. Why don't you go and speak to her? So my weight will keep on increasing mysteriously. I am not even eating anything and my weight is increasing. My head will be bursting with pain. Everything will be tight. I wouldn't even know what was happening. So I went to that doctor as a last resort. And that particular doctor, after she listened to me and my family history, she said, this looks to be a gluten problem. You are allergic to gluten. Gluten is found in wheat. And I'm a North Indian. Every day, every meal we have wheat since childhood. In one conversation, in 15 minutes, she could diagnose. I said, see, I have listened to all kind of theory. The doctors by then had told me maybe you have some internal cancer. By then, doctors had told me maybe you have a premenopause. By then, doctors had told me maybe this is hormonal imbalance. Some other doctor had told me maybe this is an autoimmune disorder. Some fourth doctor would have told me some other theory. I had listened to all kind of theories. And then, to me, it is one more wild theory. You are telling me that this is a gluten allergy. I said, see, I do not believe you. It's not that I don't want to believe you, but eliminating gluten from a diet is a very big challenge for me because I'm a North Indian and I don't even know, back then I didn't even know rice existed in this world. I was never over my sabji, parathas, burgers and pizza. And rice was something, I don't need to eat this. I was that kind of person, okay? So then she said, no, I am absolutely sure, but for your mental peace, I will run a test. So she ran a genetic test and she said, just for my satisfaction, I need you to remove gluten from your diet for 1 week. By then the test report will also come and then we will have a concrete thing and you will also understand if it is giving you any relief. So as an experiment, I agreed to her because I was in a lot of body pain. I had a huge amount of body pain. And in that particular week, like I met her and I removed gluten from my diet. In 1 week, all my symptoms reduced. And then the report came out. Yeah.
Just want to ask one single thing. In between, you were just telling like you are having mouth ulcers and you're not able to cure it. So within that 1 week, this mouth ulcers problem has come to an end. That's what it is.
Yeah. My mouth ulcers went away. My body pain reduced. And my brain fog. I would not even remember things. And I'm someone who had a very sharp memory. If somebody had told me something 20 years back, I still remember. All my clients, whatever they have told me, they may forget, I will remember. I don't need to take notes. I have an elephantine memory as a gift. But because of gluten, I would forget things. Like there were holes in my memories. Back then, I would look at photographs. My friends would tell me, hey, we had gone this place. No, I would have no memory. They will show me photographs. See, you are here in this photograph. You were there with us. How do you not remember? I would have forgotten. But my life had come to, it may sound very shocking to you, but this is how allergies or severe diseases work. And the very fact that it just turned out to be, and the kind of wild theories I had listened, somebody told me it is cancer and you should prepare for your life. You understand what kind of psychological damage it will do to anyone. I am as it is not well, plus I have financial liabilities, and I have a 2.5-year-old child, and a doctor tells me you have cancer without any proof.
The thing is
you may have cancer.
Yeah. From a personal experience, I would like to tell you one thing. See, most of the doctors, they will be just going through the kind of They will ask us to go through a lot of tests, and based upon the results, they'll be just based upon the kind of studies they're doing, based upon the kind of research, based upon the kind of professional work, their experiences,
Mm-hmm.
their kind of uh, suggestions from the senior doctors. Maybe the kind of senior doctors, they'll be having a lot of experiences, and maybe they would have seen a lot of people going through the same kind of things. They would have told you this kind of things. But the thing is that I would like to tell you one thing. The first thing they can tell you is, okay, you're going through these kind of things and these kind of problems you may face, but they can't tell you that you should accept the fate. There's always some kind where you can navigate, where you can just navigate through a very different path. I do also have a friend with me. So he's a doctor actually. And the thing is that, as you said, as you believe that most of the people should always try to say things in such a way in which they can get upgraded in their life, even it may be a disease. So he's a very close friend to me. He's a doctor, and he'll be telling like, nothing to worry, just go by the flow. The thing is that this, yeah, you were just trying to tell me something. Just tell me, ma'am.
See, these doctors, many doctors, many times, they did all kind of tests. And they kept on telling me, nothing, it is just stress. Don't worry, it's in your head. It will go. Just take it easy. They kept on telling all of this, but this was not reality. And after many years, when they kept on saying that my problem was getting worse, it was not one test, one time with one doctor I did. I have this big a file. I told you, in a state of trance, I arranged everything. And that is when I realized that every doctor was doing the same kind of test, same kind of approach. Nobody could reach a conclusion. And the fact is that the reports were not coming out okay. Reports were coming out okay. There was nothing in the report. But my whole body, it was suffering. So then if somebody tells me, take it easy, it doesn't work for me because I know I am suffering. So for me, it was paramount to find the problem, the root cause of the problem.
Yeah, the thing is that I'm not telling that you should not suffer. The thing is that I know you're suffering. I do not want to increase your sufferings. So that's the thing which I told you.
Yes, I know. Teachers, all the doctors, they told me everything nicely. They tried to help me out maximum they could, but they could not.
Yeah.
And one doctor, the doctor who said it could be cancer, that doctor had worked on me for 3 years. And the doctor had worked by the method of elimination. So initially he started with, nothing is wrong, don't worry, you're just stressed, you're too fuzzy, this your child is very young, you're just stressed because you're not sleeping, you're not eating, you have business. He knew about the marriage, there were a lot of arguments. He said it is all of that because of which your body is reacting like this is nothing major. But then after slowly, and I kept on saying that, the symptoms would increase and I would go to him, he would give me medication. In 3 years, and he's a brilliant doctor, okay? He's a brilliant doctor. I have seen him doing diagnosis, even in my cases, which nobody else could do. So when he was working through a diagnosis, he came to this conclusion that if there is nothing else, when I cannot find anything and all the reports are clear, probably, and the symptoms that I had in my gut, probably he said it could be cancer. We are not sure yet because there is no test of cancer. Even if you do an endoscopy, probably you will not find any conclusion. But there could be a cancer. But right now, we do not know. And he told me in after a lot of internal deliberation whether he should tell me this or not. Because I was going to him for 3 years. So, but the thing was, after all of this, my mental state had disturbed so much because it was for many years I was suffering. Many wild theories I had listened. When he said it was cancer, I did not take it. I thought about it, and for a moment I collapsed. That, okay, what did I do wrong to deserve this kind of thing? I have never done anything wrong in my life to be, given. I had these kind of thoughts. And then the next thought was, he doesn't know for sure, yeah. Why exactly am I listening to him? Let me go to some other doctor. If I get diagnosed, then I will think about it. So every person has multiple thoughts, multiple parallel streams in their thoughts and emotions which are running. And it is quite a maze. Even the clients that I get, they are in different, they're all over the place, emotionally and mentally. And how do we solve this is pretty simple. You have to come out clean. So then I came to hard facts. I took my files. I went to another kind of doctor. She diagnosed my problem in 15 minutes after Reiki healing. To even find the right kind of doctor was a blessing. Not every doctor can diagnose everything. It
Exactly.
was through the energy that I could get the right kind of doctor, I could get in the right kind of doctor. And she told me, this is not a problem, this is an allergy, just stop gluten. So, no medication, nothing.
So just tell me one single
Stop.
thing. Yeah, just tell me one single thing, ma'am. So people who are seeing this video, I do believe one single thing. Like I do believe one single thing in my life. Like whatever things you do in this life, you just think of three things: energy, frequency. What's the third thing you will tell, ma'am? The Tesla, the famous scientist Tesla, about these three things: energy, frequency, and
And frequency.
radiation. Is it something like that? Vibration. Yeah, vibration.
No,
Yeah,
energy, frequency, vibration, all three same things.
yeah, same things. The thing is that
Hmm.
uh, people who are suffering with the same problems like you, who are watching this video right now, as you said, they will be going through a lot of doctors. Even the doctors may find it difficult to come with the kind of conclusion in what kind of disease they're going through. I think they should stop gluten for a week. So at this point of time, so as a gluten, as a North Indian,
No. That's not what I said.
no, I'm just telling you one single thing. Like maybe they can try, as your doctor said, that maybe you can try that one.
No, Krishna, no, not at all.
Yeah, yes.
What I will tell you further will shock you even more.
Yeah, okay, tell me, ma'am. Just
Listen to me. Listen to me.
yeah, okay,
No.
tell me.
Something that was so deep rooted and was a genetic condition. It was just gluten. But because of our ignorance and because of our own frequency, I could not find the right kind of doctor in 33 years that could have solved the problem. And the problem was only allergy. It is like if someone is allergic to fish, what they are told, don't eat fish.
Okay. Right now I got the point. So you're basically allergic to wheat, the gluten fat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it could not get diagnosed because all these years I could not find the right doctor.
Yeah. Just
It also shows us that in the energy, you are so misaligned that every time we are just coming across people and situations which are not good for us, we keep on attracting wrong doctors to ourselves. You understand this?
yeah. Right now we got to the core of the interview. Right now we got the answer for the interview. Right now we are just speaking about a lot of things. But the thing is that you're a transformative healer. You're an energy healer. The thing is that out of this 20 minutes talk, we have just come to a conclusion that whatever things you feel like, okay, I'm not having a baby. It takes a long time to have a baby. I'm not having a proper professional work. I'm not having a proper kind of food. Even though I may be rich, I do not have proper time to have food. So all these kind of etc. So consider there may be kind of infinity times of things, infinity kind of permutations and combinations happening over in your life that does not suit you. They just eliminate you from the kind of right path. So these things
Correct.
happen, yeah, these things happen only because they are not aligned in the right energy, in the right frequency. They have to be aligned. So the solution for all this, tell us, ma'am. Now it's your answer. It's your turn. So what's the solution? So we are just,
So,
yeah, tell me,
so
ma'am.
I'll tell you. So with energy, so see, I'm someone who works on a psychic plane. I'm someone who works on astral plane. I'm someone who has all kind of dreams and I decode dreams and I find answers. I'm someone who could be talking to you and ping, I may have this alarm bell in my head and I know this is something I have to do and I will go ahead and do it without even, logically trying to figure out if this is the right thing to do or not because I have that strong intuition and a correct intuition. When I could solve my son's autism, then I sorted my own health. Then I went on to solving the financial issue, marital issue. That is in the whole process, I came across many energies. I was also working with subconscious mind, but everywhere, like if you work only on energy, there are a lot of challenges. It's a spiritual path, but there is no guarantee you'll be able to solve your money crisis just by doing Reiki. You might not be having a baby, but the root cause. So, in the language of energy, every disease that you are having or every problem in life that you are having, it is showing you, it is a symptom of a deeper energetic misalignment. For example, if someone is not able to have baby and medically everything is fine. What could be the reason? Why someone is not conceiving? Let's say female has gotten married into a home and she's not finding the home safe. She does not want to bring in a baby into this particular family. Her body will not allow to conceive.
Yeah, also at the same time, these are the things which I think it's running in the subconscious mind, which is attracting the kind of frequencies which is running in the subconscious mind, which is
It
aligning
is
with
not just in subconscious mind. No. So who you are as a person, your core energy blueprint. Like, for example, if there are twins which are born in the same house, and let's say the father is alcoholic. Okay, the twins, they're identical twin, the DNA is same, they're raised in the exactly same home, but one twin may come up to become an alcoholic, and the other twin may become a very successful person who will not even touch alcohol. What is different? The subconscious mind has absorbed the same thing. They both have seen the same father, same home. What made them choose differently?
Yeah, I just want to ask you with the first question that okay, a person is living in a home where they are not able to uh, feel safe in themselves. So this may
Yeah.
be the kind of cause. This may be the kind of energy which kind of blocks them from conceiving a good baby. So at this point of time, as an energy healer, what advice would you like to tell the people so that they'll be able to transform their energy and they'll be able to get the things what they want, ma'am?
They have to move out of from the fear of energy spectrum, and in order to move out of that energy, you will have to do, like, when people come to me, I do a root cause analysis, a deep diagnostic. So if someone is afraid, we do not know. People usually will not tell you, I feel unsafe. But if you look at their life, you can see they have created a life feeling unsafe. An unsafe person always attracts careers which are safe. For example, a government job, some place they will not get fired, a kind of place where they see a long-term benefit. They are not going to choose a career which they like, which they love, which could be risky but very high on octane. They will choose partners who have homes and families, permanent homes. Small home is also okay, but they would want.
Yeah, I'm listening, ma'am.
Yeah, you're listening? Okay. So anyone who has created a life out of unsafety, you will look at their life. They come to me. When people come to me, I'm talking about their life. I'm not talking about what trauma you are in. Trauma is a result of a lot of things. So I start from the childhood and I understand what all frequencies and patterns they have created in their life. Now that frequency and that pattern they may have had created because something happened to them in childhood, or they may be happening since the time they're born. That means from many, many past life, a lot of things have happened. And from the beginning of this life, still they're feeling unsafe. Nothing has happened. They're born in a very good family. They're safe, secure, well provided for. People are taking care of them, but they are feeling unsafe. Why? So then we understand, okay, this is an unsafety. And there are different kinds of energies which are given. It's like, it works like antibiotic. It works like vitamins and minerals, whatever you may say for the energy. It does a surgical operation. It removes that particular kind of energy. So the rule of energy is energy can neither be created nor be destroyed. It is transformed from one form to another. That is why it is called as transformative healing. So the feeling of unsafety needs to be converted to a feeling of faith and safety. Feeling that, it will work out. I have been provided for it. So suddenly they have a shift in their head. They review their life and rather than complain, nobody cared for me, nobody provided for me, this should have had happened and that should have had happened. Had I done this, then my life would have been different. Had this person been with me, then my life would have been different. They suddenly see the life differently. They see, okay, fine, I was well provided for. My parents were there for loving. My parents loved me. I went to a school. I got education. I was cared for. Suddenly they start feeling safe. Their perspective shifts. And then when they look at the future, they suddenly feel, whole my life I have been provided for. Even if there were ups and downs, I could handle them. And in future also, I will be able to handle them. And rather than thinking about what could go wrong, what will go wrong, what if this happens, they start, automatically the mind starts feeling, okay, how do I do this? How do I make this happen? Okay, what is the best way? Should I do it this way or that way? They start making plans. Automatically it happens. So this is a process, okay? It's anything that is happening with their head or in their body and in their mind. Like mind the thoughts you are getting, it is a result of the energy you are in. If someone is struggling for survival, they don't have money for food, they don't have clothes to wear, they do not have a roof on their head, what kind of thoughts will they get? What kind of career will they create? Tell me. What kind of people will they attract?
So basically, you want every person in this world to be confident. No need to worry about anything.
No, I am not saying that.
Yeah.
I am saying even if someone is in this zone of I don't have money to eat anything, one person you will find snatching someone else's food, another person you will find sitting in some temple in line waiting for prasad, and you will find third person working their life to have money. The three thoughts and the three energies are different. How you make your life is entirely dependent upon you. It has got nothing to do with confidence. It is about, even if you know today things are not well, do you want to live in that uncertainty, fear, groundlessness, helplessness? Do you think it will allow you to do anything good?
And also, I feel that, okay, being confident, I thought like basically we are just brought up in a society where being confident is like being confident in a very good way. Like what to say, if you do not have any money, then if you're being confident, then you can go for work, you can earn money, something like that. So I was just,
Everyone doesn't think like that. Energy is a band, it's a spectrum. There are a lot of people who will feel unsafe and they may kill someone else because they are feeling unsafe. And there are a lot of people who feel unsafe, so they will find one strong person and they will take shelter in their presence. There will be some other person who will feel unsafe, and that particular person will just, shake. That person will stand in one corner and will shiver like a leaf, not able to do anything. And that another fourth person could be feeling unsafe, so they will start working so that they get money to feel safe. How you respond to a situation is a combination of your thought, subconscious mind, is a combination of your energy, is a combination of your larger vision. What do you want out of your life? You have to align all three. You just work on energy, it will not work. You will have a lot of good energy. And all of us have seen people who are very good people, who are very pure souls, and bad things keeps happening to them.
yeah,
Why? Because in their head,
that's the
they
question
don't know.
which I wanted to ask. Like most of the people, I feel like, okay, they're doing good things. So doing good things should actually attract good kind of things, positivity in their life. But most of the people tell that this is Kali Yuga.
No, no.
Kali Yuga. You should face this because you're doing
No,
good.
no, 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 no. This has got nothing to do. This
Yeah.
has got nothing to do
So
with
tell
Kali
us.
Yuga. This is
Yeah.
about third
Yeah.
eye discernment.
Yeah. Your answer, we are waiting for that, ma'am. Please tell us about it, ma'am. So, ma'am,
See,
in the
the problem with the existential level of thinking is that somehow we start feeling we need to independently operate and create safety for ourselves. After we feel safe, then we will start working for others. Safety for ourselves means how 90% of the people on planet Earth spend 90% of their life in just securing food, shelter, and clothing for themselves and for their loved ones. After they get free, after they have provided for themselves, they have created a home, they have a recurring income, they have a passive income, their health is taken care of, their children are well educated, settled abroad. When they reach in their 60s and 70s, that is the moment when people think about doing dharma or doing religion or doing spirituality, because now they are free. Okay. And after that, they feel, now I have some extra time, let me now donate to charity. The problem with this whole model is, if and usually because they're so prioritized on taking care of their own things, they somehow, the society or the method, how it has evolved from a joint family system into a nuclear family with such a heavy lifestyle, is that we are not able to work collaboratively with our entire ecosystem so that we all grow together. It becomes an isolated single unit that creates more unsafety.
also, just tell me, ma'am, because since we are talking about the kind of things which is actually existing in our society, the basic thing is that once a human is born in this world in the form of baby, maybe it may be a girl child or it may be a boy child. So how they are just brought up in this world is very simple. Go into a school, go into a college, get a job, live for your family. Your family just have 2 to 3 members. Like it may be like a family involves a husband, a wife, 2 kids, or 1 kid. So
And grandparents in some case.
grandparents, yeah,
In
yeah.
some cases, if they're
In
living
some
together.
cases, if they are living together, even if they're not living together, they may be living in a separate house, and the husband or wife, they'll be taking care of the parents. So okay,
Mhm.
the thing is that ultimately, each and every human, maybe consider it as a man or a woman, they're always concentrating on the family. Of course, it's the responsibility they have to do for their family. They have to find food for the husband or wife or the children. They have to find a shelter. They should have a permanent job. They should have a proper permanent home so that they may be feeling very secure, and that's the sole purpose that they're existing in this world, in order to protect the family. The thing is that I always consider with a simple thing: if a person who is helping a member who is not included in the family, consider a family always revolves in 2 to 3 members, like husband or wife or 2 children or 1 children. And if a person is willing to help a member who is not a part of the family, then we should always be very gratitude to them, because ultimately we are just another species of animals. Of course, we are humans, we can just collaborate with others, but the thing is that at most of the time, we always do feel that even if we have more money, even if we have more power, even if we have more energy, we always feel very low that what if some situations comes like this and we are not having proper money, proper energy to feed our children. So this is the problem. This is the what root cause for every problems between two different families. Consider two different families are fighting for some kind of generational wealth, or some kind of money, or some kind of power. They're always fighting only for the family, which includes the husband or wife or the children. So at this stage, what happens is that each and every family, consider if they are living with the same thing, like okay, we are just going for work, we are just making money, and we are just going to feed our children, we are just feed our wife or husband, and we are just going to make a proper shelter, we are just going to make a safe environment for the family with some kind of support, the generational wealth, with the kind of lands, money, and everything like that. So what happens is that at some point of time in our life, we will be just again starting fighting for something, because we have to safeguard our family. We don't know what is the end point, we don't know what is the threshold. So even we would have what to say, even we would have given them with the proper wealth which will make them survive till the end of their life, like till 100 years. But the thing is that
But that will also feel less.
yeah, we won't feel secure. And also at the same time, you
So
are just
what gives, so tell me, what gives security?
yeah, of
Money is
course.
the way to secure yourself?
Yeah, most of the people think that money, proper shelter, proper background, with some, consider you are having a land property worth more than 100 acres. Consider
That's money. At the
that's
end of the day, it's money.
at the end of the day, it's money. But tell me, ma'am, is it okay to live a life like this only to live for the family? Or, as you said in the beginning, like what to say, after
This is not a life which is created for family. That is where a lot of people feel. Like when I went through such a big crash, I kept on thinking, what did I do wrong to deserve this? I was always a school topper, college topper. I was always taking care of everyone. I was in a food business. I did my food. I never adulterated the food that I was giving. I was living up to my promises. I was doing everything right, but yet I had a crash. And then the question arose in my mind, what did I do wrong to deserve this? Where did I go wrong in my philosophy? And then the answer was very stunning that I got. See, the question is not about what we are doing, the question is about why we are doing. I did a lot of things right, but yet it failed because I was not being honest with myself. I was not trying to create a life in which I was happy. I was trying to live a life in which I could create safety. In the whole process of creating safety, the way I chose people in my life was not correct. The only way person feels secure is I have someone I know I can trust, I can love, and I will be guided right in the time of need. Whatever is going to happen will happen. If there is going to be a pandemic, next tsunami, next calamity, money is of no use any which ways. No? If you are going to die, you're going to die.
So this is a point where I wanted to ask you is, so you're basically telling that we should always try to help others and also try to save our family. So what
No, no,
exactly
this
you're
is
trying
not
to
what
tell?
I'm saying.
Yeah, what exactly you're trying to tell, ma'am? Because consider maybe
Whatever,
a calamity which can affect the wealth which we actually fought for, which we actually struggled for the past and 30 40 years for our family, and a single calamity will just wipe it out. So at this point of time, so you're telling that something that which is out of the box. So tell us what actually you're trying to tell, ma'am. Make it clear, more straight.
money is a means to have a life. But as a human being, the way we all feel safe is with people.
Exactly. The right thing.
If we have less, if we have right kind of people in our life, lot of family members, they see every person is human. Just because they're born by blood, they are bonded to you by blood, that does not make them family. People who are at a frequency where they can help you, mentor you, grow you, understand you good, they can stand with you through thick and thin. Those are the people in my definition of family.
Exactly.
They are not going,
Exactly. Friends.
yeah.
Most of the people, even though they not be more attached with the family, they'll be more attached with the friends whom they can speak with the problems which they are not able to communicate with the family, who they can help. Yeah, exactly the same thing. Yeah, just go on, ma'am. Just go on.
Even with the kind of job you choose, the kind of colleagues and senior officials and leaders that you interact with, or the teachers that we have all had in school, they are the ones who are helping us to feel safe and connect. And they are the one who are, sharpening our potential, the mentors. Okay, the emotional connections. The emotional connections make us feel safe. And if at all, we live our life as two separate tracks. I will first make money, 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 money. Then I will see wrong. Only emotion, 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 emotion. No studies, no career, wrong. Both ways you will crash.
So what should we
In order
exactly
to
do?
have a in order to have a life, you need to start when you talk about survival and safety, you need to understand money will not give you any safety. It will give you some safety. Rest, second half of the puzzle is you need right kind of people. That means you need connections, not just people that you can go and cry with. People who can, have the same ideas, they can grow with, you can learn with, you can learn from, you can get inspiration from. Right places where you can perform and grow. All of this, if you have gotten the combination right, then you have a safe, steady growth which gives you fulfillment. That model is broken.
Exactly, but most of the people don't have time to go and join with the correct person, or maybe like in your terms, they're not
It
the
has
proper.
got it has got nothing to do with time.
I think that's the energy, because energy attracts people,
Yeah,
because they're just not attracting the proper energy, which actually
yeah.
attracts them. So tell us, ma'am, being a transformative energy healer, how can we just attract the right persons in our life, ma'am?
If you are born at some either you're born with some baggage, or let's assume you have got a very clear soul, but you got indoctrined the wrong way. And let's say you believe that world is an unsafe place and everyone can harm me. And let's say as a child, you walk in a classroom, there are 40 students. Who would you pick as your friend?
Like if a class is,
Any person who is feeling,
yeah, any person who is coming and talking to me, like any person who actually makes me feel safe, like who is trying to encourage me, who is trying to tell some things which will upgrade me.
so the thing is, everyone thinks differently. For some person, they may choose, since they feel that world is an unsafe place. One person may go and find friends who are very, dim, not so contributing. They feel that they will not attack them. For them, that is safe because they get an upper hand. So this is where we come in the case of patterns. See, the kind of people we attract in our life, the kind of people the kind of, career pathways we choose, the kind of health conditions we have, it is all driven by our own thoughts, emotions, and energy. Like I get people who are like, who have some physical issue. Like I had one client, he was having burns, itches kind of thing all over his body, 15-year-old boy. And after I spoke to him, I realized he was holding so much of irritation and anger in his body because of variety of reasons, that his body was throwing it up in the form of rashes. Those were medically, they were not giving a lot of results. And the kind of people he was attracting in life are also in the category that they were giving him that kind of anger. They were making him feel angry. The kind of career pathway, like his whole life got derailed because he was so much caught up in this whole drama. So what we do, or what I do, is to help them shift these energy blocks and their thoughts, which helps them to choose different kind of people, to help them to choose different kind of careers, because they themselves are operating in a very different vibration. See, if you feel that there is a lot of love in the world and world can be a safe place, if you work from that, you'll find people who are loving you, you are able to love them, and you are able to create a life of safety with them. And if at all you work on a frequency that world is a very difficult place and I'm gonna go in there like a warrior and make money and make this and make that, then the kind of people you will come across will be more like at war with you at all the time, and you'll be like pushing them away, get away, get away, get away. I am here on a mission. You will give yourself stress, you will give yourself body pain, you will get yourself exhausted and burnt out. Anybody who comes to me, I'm scanning through their energy throughout their childhood, from their childhood till the end. And I see, okay, what kind of energy have you been running upon? What exactly made you get this trauma? At the end of the day, you are depressed. But what did you do to get yourself depressed in first place? It's your own doing. The way my business crashed, or the way my child did not had an autistic symptom, or the way marriage, a lot of it was also my doing. I cannot take away the responsibility of my own actions that led to this. So I do not want to be someone who want to blame God, blame life, blame my kismat, or blame someone else. It will not get anything anywhere. It's better to work. And if you work on a spiritual method, it takes longer. See, why I today exist as a transformative healer versus a normal healer is because I know there are thoughts and there are subconscious mind patterns, and there are also deeper energy codes of who you are as a person and which energy do you operate on when you are creating life. Either which ways, like if you choose a method of subconscious programming, talk therapies, counseling, intellectualization of pain, why this happened and why this did not happen, understanding it doesn't really work. Okay, people who have been through trauma, they have already done this dissection in their head. There is no point. And if you only do energy work, you may have a lot of good energy, but you do not know how to utilize your energy to get superior outcomes for your life. How you use energy to create a life that you desire is a completely different thing. To channelize energy into a life creation. So now I've blended the two methods. It allows you to retrieve the parts of your soul that you have left behind. It allows you to reset your nervous system automatically. I do not give any gyan or any mentoring pitch or anything. It's a process, and every person is a divine being. They know their problem and they know their solution. In that moment, they're not able to understand. They're stuck. So I allow them to detach.
The thing is that they're just stuck with a lot of, consider a wire. You're having headphones with you. So if it's straight, then you'll be able to communicate with me at the right time. See, the universe is making you to put some headset at the right time so that I can help you out with this kind of example. So if your headset that you're wearing right now is kind of tangled and we are not able to just make it straight, then we'll not be having a proper communication. So in the same way, people who are stuck with the kind of traumas, with the help of these your energy frequencies, you are able to make them come straight. That you're able to make them realize that they are not matching with the right partners. They are not matching with the correct jobs, which will help them.
No. I help them change the frequency. I fix the mismatch. There was something about them that made them choose a different partner, certain kind of people. Then they realized it was not working. Moment you change the frequency, suddenly you will find they have gotten divorced, they have left their partners, they have changed cities, they have left jobs, and they have moved to a different, and they will be like, I don't know why, but I just go into the room and I just don't gel with that person any longer. This is what happens every time you do a spiritual practice. This is what happens. Suddenly the people around you change. Actually, the people around you have not changed, you have changed. And you can no longer vibrate at that same level.
Exactly. If you want to
So
change,
you move ahead.
yeah, if you want to change the world, or if you want to do something, we should have done within ourselves at the first time. I mean, at the first priority. So as we said, people are not changing, our priority change. So everything starts from
We change, and when we change, the world around us change, because then we choose different people, we do the same actions. Like if you are arguing with someone and you're trying very hard to get across your point, you may come to a realization that the other person does not have that kind of IQ or EQ or even an intention to understand you. Now the choice comes back to you. Do you want to argue, or you want to find someone else, or you don't want to have this conversation with the same person? What do you want to do will always come back to you. The choice is always yours.
the thing is that most of people are just not aware of that they are in emotional pain. So tell us, what are the invisible signs? So they're totally unaware of it. So tell us whatever the signs that we can see, so that we ourselves, we were able to aware that we are actually invisibly suffering with some kind of emotional pain. So everybody is suffering some kind of emotional pain, but they're not able to recognize with the signs. This is not a traffic signal that, okay, green, go, red, stop. So tell us
Actually,
yeah, go with it.
there is a traffic signal. Clearly, I tell you. If you're not progressing in your life, you're working and working and working, it is not going anywhere. You are in pain. Observe your life. If you're working and working and working, you are getting a lot of money, but every time you feel it is taking away a piece of you, it is giving you heaviness, it is giving you tiredness, you are getting frustrated doing that kind of work, though it is giving you money, you are in pain. People know that. You come back home, but you're not able to sleep at night. Whole day, the whole conversation, whatever happened through the day and the next day, your mind is just busy, 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 and you feel overwhelmed. You know you are in pain. You're going to a place where you should be enjoying, but you feel blanked and zoned out. You are in pain. Your life is giving you a clear signal. Your whole body, you have diseases and you have low immune system, and you are sometimes you're just crying for no reasons and you are exhausted throughout the day. That means something is wrong.
Yeah, tell me, ma'am. So even if they identify these kind of signs, and if they go to a lot of therapies over there, so people are always finding these patterns, consider it maybe some kind of patterns which help them struggle in love, which help them, I mean, which it's not helping them, which make them struggle in love, which make them struggle in their profession, which make them struggle in their health, even their, as you said in the beginning, that you are also going through a lot of health issues and you're just going through a lot of doctors. You are not able to correctly analyze what's the actual problem with your health. So even consider, for example, a person who is facing all these kind of three, they're facing a lot of relationship issues, their health issues, they're just going through a lot of therapies and they're not able to come at the conclusion. So to these persons, how would you like to help them being a transformative energy healer, ma'am?
So first and foremost, when we have identified that all these signals are like traffic light, they're telling you to stop and analyze. You understand there are all the broken points. We know there is something is the wrong, something is the problem. Then I take that person into a deep diagnostic. It's a 3 to 4 hour call, life blueprint mapping session, in which I take that person, I scan through that person's life together. So you will tell me what all has been happening, what kind of childhood you had, what kind of upbringing you had, what kind of career choices you had. And I will be noting what all patterns are you repeating. And I will make a whole list of it. So I have a separate video in which you can watch. I have explained all 7 chakras in their configuration. Like that, there is yin, there is yang, there is kundalini energy. And every energy pattern, every chakra block has a certain pattern which will be magnified in your life. So for example, it could be something as simple as I have anger issues. But if you look at it, anger is an emotion. Deep down, the feeling could be, I am not being understood. Deep down, the feeling could be, I never get a chance. Where are you getting that feeling? Because in childhood, you were the youngest child to your siblings, and you always felt left out, and you are still holding that anger, that feeling of being left out. So as you grew up, you have created this pattern in your life. This time I will not be left out. Everybody has to listen to me, and you are screaming. So that entire feeling I'm being left out has not just given you the anger, that has also given you over pushing yourself into your offices. That has also made you made you behave like a bully in your relationships. So that is a pattern which will be available to see everywhere. So what will happen when somebody will come to me? I'm not just solving that I am stuck in my career has gotten stuck. That is not the problem. That is a symptom of a problem. Tell me more. And I go through the whole thing, and then I prepare a whole list that, dude, these are the patterns you are living with. It is not just one problem. These are 20,000 problems and 20,000 patterns which have led you here. Now you make a choice. This is just awareness and understanding. Once you go through that, then you make a choice. If you now want to correct it, then you have to book sessions with me. Maximum 12 sessions, not more than that. 24 hours, every session 2 hours.
Like,
and moment you are done with the session, that thing is gone. Like, moment you step out of this place, you will be different. And you can see for yourself, the moment you will walk in, the kind of people you will attract, you will meet the old people, same wife, same child, same boss, same neighbor, same parents, who earlier were getting onto your nerves and you were not able to deal with them. Somehow you will be different. The way you will deal with them will be different. The way you understand them will be different. The way you make a choice about them in your life will be very different. You have changed, and the world around you will change too.
So basically, you're telling that everything has to be healed, not to be relieved.
Everything has to be healed, realigned, and remapped into the direction where we want to go. Just you heal something. It's like you correct a broken pipe. Okay. Now the energy was getting wasted. The water was getting wasted. You have healed it. That means you have fixed it. Does that guarantee your tap will have water? That you will be able to use the water and not waste the water?
Yeah, sometimes I do also feel stuck when I'm just talking to you, because a lot of things goes in our mind. So tell us, ma'am, also at the same time, if a person is not ready to open up the kind of painful memories they had in one's life, they may be going through a lot of struggles, financial struggles, health issues, relationship issues, marriage issues, like even if the children say they not be able to open up, because as you said, most of the people lose the trust, lose the faith they have in the human beings because of the kind of past memories. So consider if a person, such kind of person is coming to you and they're asking you that I want to get rid of kind of traumas. So how do you actually deal with them now?
So see, usually when people have come to me, that means they have made up their decision to get help. That means they have some degree of awareness that they are stuck. Most of the people who come to me, they have already tried a lot of DIY methods. They have done meditation, chanting, therapies, and they know that they are stuck and they are not getting anywhere. When they come to me, they know they have a decision in their mind that they have to get over this. Some people don't have a choice. Like, I never had a choice to give up. Had I given up and collapsed, my son would have completely gotten regressed. My marriage would have definitely broken up. We would have gotten into more deeper loans, and my health would have completely crashed. I would have, become complete failure in my life. I had no option but to get over it. So there are a lot of people who come from that space that they have to get over it because they have no other choice. They have a lot of responsibilities. And then there are some people who come to me because they want to do something better. They're tired of being stuck. They're not getting promotions. They're not getting that kind of, potential that they want. And that is, giving them emptiness. That it is not meaningful for me. I go to office, I get salary, same wife, same children. On weekends, we are going outside to eat and holidays, but that has gotten bored and that has happened for many years. And now they are tired of it. So when they are coming to me, they are coming with a decision that they want to now go to the next level. And when they come to me, I am not interested in knowing Your entire conversation that, this tragedy happened with me and he said this and I said this. I'm not interested. Always remember, I'm noting your energy and the patterns. So I never take anyone through their trauma. I never make anyone relive their trauma. That's the whole beauty of it. It's like a surgery, or I would not even call it a surgery. I would call it a process. If you go through the process, you'll be able to unlock it layer by yourself without reliving it, without having that pain in you.
And also at the same time, some people always tell us to just talk your heart out so that people will be able to understand what kind of struggles you are facing. And also at the same time,
And what will come out of it? You will get a lot of sympathy.
so yeah, and also at the same time, some situations will be like, even if we pour our heart out, people will be telling like, okay, I'm in a very panic attack, like consider parents are affectionate towards the children. And also at the same time, a husband is affectionate towards his wife. A wife is always affectionate towards her children, her husband. So at this point of time, they are ready to speak out, the heart out. They're ready to tell what's going inside them. But this simple good thing sometimes do backfire. They get backfired and they could have they could have simply stayed silent. But because of the thing that most of the people talk your heart out and we just follow them, yeah, I'm just going to talk my heart out. And unfortunately, it gets backfired.
So I think it's a myth. There are a lot of myths which are prevailing in our culture. Talking helps. Not really. If I am in a pain, if I tell you a very detailed, deep, traumatic story that something happened to me and etc., I tell this to you, you will start feeling my pain. So pain has doubled or it has reduced?
Like doubled. I'm feeling the same pain.
Yeah. Did it help? Did it reduce my pain? No.
It
And I have become a cause of giving you pain.
yeah,
I
of
may be
course, of
gone.
course, of course.
Yes. Talking it out, some people feel I now feel light because I have cried. After 2 hours of doing emotional vomit on someone else, giving someone your own emotional energy and that bad energy, you dump it on someone else to feel light. Is it human?
Yeah, I don't think that's good actually. Now I'm realizing that that's good, not good actually. But the thing is that, can you please lower your camera a little bit, ma'am? A little bit. Yeah. And also I wanted to say that, okay, consider if my friend is going through a lot of struggles and if they want to feel light, they come and tell us the kind of sufferings they go through in their life. But also we are a very good person, genuine person. The kind of sufferings they're telling to me, we are accepting it and we are accepting it. And the trouble gets doubled. So tell us,
So
ma'am,
sometimes,
being
generally what happens?
being an energy healer, I wanted to ask you this one single question. They're just dumping you with a lot of negativities. So how do you actually feel? I mean, keep yourself refined at all the times. Like, how do you actually keep yourself calm?
So the better question to ask over here will be, how do we help others in that moment without getting affected ourselves?
Yeah, that's the
You
right.
cannot directly back off and say, dude, this is your problem. I don't involve me. Don't dump your bad energy on me. Then what kind of relationship will it be if you're not there for each other?
Exactly.
But at the same point in time, if you take up all their energy and both of you are affected, it will not serve any purpose either.
Exactly.
Right? So, what do we do? How do we help them tackle it themselves without getting sucked up in between?
Exactly. Exactly. That's the question which I wanted to ask. Do tell me, ma'am.
So, our society has now moved into a space of so much of therapy, over intellectualization, over discussion, that we have lost sight of the ancient or all kind of methods which have always been there. You want to deal with a negative energy, you have to break that negative energy loop. And if you have a friend who is gone, who is been through a breakup and depression and this and that, you have to take them through to a place which is going to help them. It could be someone like me. It could be a temple. It could be some religious place wherein they have that kind of energy which will slowly settle them down. You need an expert because, or you take them through some sadhanas. So we have Art of Living, Sudarshan Kriya. You can take them to that place. They will have to clear up their own thoughts and their own energy. Your role as a friend is to guide them, to take them to certain places which will help them. And if they are not willing, they are not in the position to go by themselves, go with them. You will help yourself and them.
Yeah. Only when we do good, it will just gets doubled and it's get returned to us, because every energy that we create, it will come to ourselves. Like what to say? What you do to the world, it will come back to you. It's called karma, and also at the same time, it's a scientific kind of belief that it does exist. So also at the same time,
You need to do it for the right reason.
yeah. So good things are never meant to be done for any reasons. Good thing is simply a good thing. So we can do it for any reason. And also at the same time, I just wanted to ask you the single question, ma'am. Even if we do a lot of good things to other persons, we are always facing a lot of troubles in their life, because good things have to attract some kind of good things in our life, like good situations. But doing good to a person always lands us in a space that something is not good happening in life. Some always bad is happening, even if you're doing good. So, what do you want to tell to the people who
So
are
I
actually
would like to
doing?
tell you a story here. Yeah. Tell me. You tell me what do you understand by this story. I will tell you a short story.
The thing is that
There was once.
yeah, okay. You please proceed, and I'll just answer, ma'am.
It will answer your question.
My question is very
Okay.
simple. Like
Yeah. I know your question. I understood your question. Hold. Listen to my story.
yeah, okay, ma'am.
You will get your answer. I have understood your question. So let's say a snake. There was once a snake who came to a burrow, and in the burrow there were three rabbits. All three rabbits were very scared looking at the snake, and the snake was very gentle. It said it proposed to the rabbits that I am not such a wild creature. I will not bite. Everybody is always scared of me. I am just misunderstood soul. You please allow me in this burrow for just one night. I will not do any harm to you. And he spoke in a very soothing tone. It covered itself in a very velvet way. It never hissed. It always had this, very calm and very likable demeanor. And the rabbits were very kind hearted. They had space in their burrow. They felt, okay, we should stand up for each other. And maybe the snake is telling the right thing, and maybe it is misunderstood. And not everybody bites all the time. It is okay. So they gave space to the snake in their burrow. 2 nights went, and the snake was harmless. The third night, the snake started to feel hungry. And snake being a snake, it bit one rabbit. The morning came, and the rabbits were very disappointed. They said, you have betrayed us. We gave you love. We trusted you and this and that. But it seems that we were wrong. We shouldn't have given you kindness. And now I want you to leave. And the snake one more time said, see, I'm just a snake. I'm still a snake. This is how God has devised me. I made a mistake. I'm really sorry. I will make up for it. I will protect you. And that particular day, the snake protected the rabbits from some fox. It bit the fox. And then the rabbit thought, okay, maybe it is there as a protector, and it has apologized enough and it has protected us once. So the second time also, they allowed the snake back in the burrow. And the snake was on its best behavior. It said all soothing things. It never hissed. It never showed any danger. And it was always very silent and very soothing to the rabbits. And rabbits felt comforted by the snake's presence, because they felt once this snake has already protected us from the fox, second time maybe the lion will come and the snake will protect us too. So 3 nights passed. One more time snake bit. So the single rabbit was left. This time, it pushed the snake. The moment the snake went out, it sealed the door. And again, the snake started to beg. Again and again and again. I made a mistake. I'm just a snake. I will protect you. And it was by mistake. I bit the two rabbits. I really did not mean it. I want to appeal to your good side. So
Okay.
rabbits were doing the good thing, right?
Yeah.
What went wrong?
The thing is that the rabbit nature is not to affect other people. Basically,
No.
it's a vegetarian. I think it eats grapes, something like that. But carnivorous things are meant to eat live animals, live or dead animals. So I think that's
So
the
it forgot.
nature. I
He
think
forgot.
the rabbit
You
forgot
need to
something.
discern. Yeah, you need to discern that something which is looking so sweet and harmless, the nature and the character of someone, if they are meant to deceive and meant to harm, they will. No matter how good you will turn to them, the snake will always be a snake. You have to have discernment whom you are doing good, to what degree, to what level.
Now, how can we
And
actually,
if you continue,
yeah, how can we actually identify what is there any kind of signs so that we can just judge them? Like, okay, we should not good to these persons, even if we are doing good to these kind of persons, we'll be just affected. So if people are able to predict the kind of signs, then they'll not be able to.
yeah, that is what all my sessions do. Your energy will be plugged in into all your senses, and every animal, moment it walks into a room, it scans the place to see if is it safe for me to be here. Even if you release an animal into a sky like a bird, it will not directly fly. It will fly, it will assess the place, it will again go higher, it will take a measurement of are there vultures, are there hawks, if there are birds of my kind in the sky, it will find its safe place and then it will move ahead. So as humans, our as creatures, we are wired with that kind of neurology. It is about our own evolution, discernment, all the life experiences. Even if you have landed yourself in trauma, there is a part of your doing which did not help you see, like you got entangled with the wrong place at the wrong time. That means you could not see. You have to learn from it. All your life lessons, all the patterns that you have created, it has come from lack of discernment. Once you heal them and you look back at them, you unlock them, you will be able to see, okay, this is what was happening. You yourself will be able to see. I don't need to tell you anything. And that will allow you to make better choices in future from that learning.
Also, I wanted to ask you what exactly happens in your signature healing breakthrough sessions, because you always tell that you heal every person within 24 hours. I'm just asking you two questions at the same time. The first question is, what exactly happens in your signature healing breakthrough sessions? And also at the same time, if a person is coming to you with a heavy trauma, you're able to fix them within 24 hours. So usually healing takes.
Actually, we are able to fix them in 6 hours.
Now that's the question. Now that's the question which the world wants to know. How do you actually? Because it takes nearly years to just consider. If you want to change the habit,
So
it takes at least 21 days to change a habit. And if you want to change any kind of mindset, it
20 minutes.
20 minutes. So
If you want to change a habit, 20, 30 minutes. If you want to change the entire person, 10, 12 hours. If you want to change the entire life, 24 hours.
so
We
I
are living in quantum century. Why exactly will we work like that? All the parameters in all these studies, they are backdated. They're not relevant today.
that's exactly. I think most of the things which is in the existing in the internet should be changed right now, because most of the things what
And the method that I have, very few people on planet Earth can do what I can do. Because of the bands of energy and the neuroscience background and the kind of insights and unlocking of psychic powers that I have been able to create a method which otherwise, like if you go by talk therapy and all, that is never going to get sorted because it only deals with at max your subconscious mind. And your mind is just a mirror to your energy. If you go by the route of sadhanas and meditation, they will change your energy. But that does not mean that if the pipe is fixed, you will be able to use the water to create a very beautiful garden or to create a life which will continue to grow and you can harvest the fruits. You need to bridge both. You need to fix the energy and you also need to feed it to the mind for that vision so that you are able to thrive everywhere. We want thriving. We just don't want person is back out of the trauma 3 more months and again the collapse happens. We don't want that. We want to equip person to create a life in a long sustenance. So
totally.
that particular method is devised by me. It is called a soul rebirth process. You have met people who say that I am no longer the same person I used to be. I feel broken. I feel shattered. I am not what I was in my childhood.
Exactly.
I used to be very gutsy. I used to be very enterprising. But now, with so much of experience, I just feel heavy and demotivated and I feel like a failure. All of these are broken pieces, how people just, how a glass breaks. All of these methods that I have, in nutshell, what they do is they bring you up back together. And when you are you, all your bad and good combined, all pieces of you combined, your energy, like how a nuclear fission reaction has more energy than a nuclear fusion reaction.
Yeah.
When you join things, the energy fusion joins. Fusion has more energy.
Exactly. Vision.
So when all pieces of you will fuse back in, and you as a soul are complete, and you are able to see the whole life from a perspective, what really happened, and you learn from it, and you can see, you will look back at the past, you will look back at that memory, and you'll be able to spot this was what was really happening. When I now look back at my own childhood, my own entire venture, why it collapsed, I know for a fact that that was a deviation. I was not on the path I was needed to be. So life really put a full stop to it. It pulled me out. That was not my path. I was not supposed to be in food business.
Now we are on the right path. Like universe will
Yeah.
choose the right alignment because you're aligning with the right energies. And also at the same time,
And because I was on a wrong path, a lot of time people say we are failing, failing, failing. But when they come and they do the processes, they themselves realize I am failing because I never liked this thing in first place. It is not my calling.
exactly.
And then they stop. Rather than struggling and failing, they stop and choose something that they need to do instead. They never had courage for. They start seeing things differently. And they're far more successful, far more easily in something that comes innately to them.
Exactly. So consider if I'm coming to you and if I'm just having a lot of sessions with you. So tell us what are the kind of outcomes can I get, ma'am? So you're telling that you can just heal within 6 hours if it's possible. I mean, that's also possible. And also you have helped people recover from various failed marriages, some kind of chronic health issues and business collapse. So what kind of results do your clients typically experience, ma'am?
See, every client's story and every client's patterns are unique. And what happens during the sessions is every person will undergo a major rewiring of their energy and their thought process. And after that, they take different decisions. They become different people. They act differently. They feel differently. The way they feel in their body is very different. So, with every session, we are breaking at least 100 patterns minimum in one session of 2 hours. So, for example, if at all we are breaking the patterns of the stories people have taken from their mother's side, like if I have seen my mother suffering, having 3 children, having to toil for their entire household, be disrespected, and I may have as a child understood that I am a female and it is okay to be disrespected. It is okay to feel to sacrifice your own life and your own health for the whole family. It is okay to not earn. It is okay to be sick. And consequently, that may have resulted into hundreds of patterns in my own life because I have absorbed all of that. First pattern, first session, let's say we will break all of this. So what will happen? The way I demand respect, the way I command respect from my friends, family, and my loved ones will be different. The way I will take care of someone will be different because now I will not give to the degree that I will fall sick. I will give within my limits. It's not that I will give and not do self care. So the way I nourish myself and the way I take care of my own body will be different. The way I will think, a lot of females have this situation. It is selfish to think for myself. Let me first do for everyone else, then only I will feel good. That whole equation will change. So the way now you will work, it will be on a level of equality. Anything less will not be tolerated.
Okay,
and it is not done with, that's a very big breakthrough, you think?
Yeah, I do accept that's a good kind of emotional change that we should have in our life. We should always consider ourselves in the first priority. Of course, in any kind of emergency situations in aircrafts, while a flight is going to land in any kind of unsafe location, the oxygen mask will come out, and the first thing we should do is consider ourselves and put your oxygen mask, make ourselves sure that we are okay. and then we should help others. That's the kind of emotional support, that's the kind of emotional outcome which everyone expects after this kind of sessions. And also at the same time, tell us, ma'am, your kind of healings, are these permanent or it lasts only
Yes,
for a
yes.
temporary time? So tell us,
No.
what is the exact thing which you can tell to the audience who are watching this interview right now, so that they will just have a conclusion, they'll have some just kind of any assurance that okay, our healing sessions will make us permanently eradicate the kind of struggles, the kind of bad energies that we face.
You will be completely different. See, normally when people think about transformation, the very cliched example is of the butterfly, like how a butterfly from a cocoon breaks out, from a larva it becomes a cocoon, from a cocoon it becomes a butterfly. And then the story ends. So then the story of transformation, typically how it is told is that once you become a butterfly, you cannot become a larva again. True. But this is not how the story of transformation really is. We are humans, and once you have become one kind of transformation cycle is gone, and let's say from the first cycle, first time you come to me, you do your sessions, you complete your one list with me. Yesterday you were a person who was living like a victim, and today you have become someone who is now in control, in charge, and creating life from a safety, finding right connection, building right trust, doing things which are energetically, giving you nourishment and is growing you. Good, good. What next? Now you need to be someone who has a higher aspiration. You need to become someone who can change the whole game, who can change the whole board, who can, who can break the ceiling. That's the second degree of evolution. Third time, you will again evolve into someone who will be an inspiration, an outlier, someone who has completely shifted the scape of humanity, not for yourself, but for others. At that stage, you will be unlocking your own gifts. Every person has some unique gifts which are not just for themselves. If someone has a gift of premonition, of evaluation, of understanding the whole chain, they have to utilize it for helping others too. That gift is not just meant for you. At every stage, you are evolving and going to the next level, and there is no sliding back. Once you become a butterfly, obviously you cannot become a larva. That is for sure. And as the time will grow and grow, like a new seed which has been sown into a soil, it will continue to blossom and flourish. And tell me, Krishna, what do you feel? Once a tree becomes a tree, does that story end?
A tree always gives oxygen to the human beings and to the nearby creatures, so it's helping others. So right from a
Yeah, but then do you think that tree sooner or later will create a whole forest?
yeah, of course, it will create.
So the journey of the seed is not to just become a tree. The journey of a tree is to make a whole forest.
I think now we got the question that in the beginning, I was just asking you that each and every family, so they're just concentrating on the siblings, they're just concentrating on the children's, but they are not concentrating any other member out of the family. And because of this, there is a lot of struggles between two different families. They're not giving proper things to the society. And right now, we got the answer. So every soul in this world is not to fulfill for their own purpose, but also for the very well.
Every person is there in your life to teach you something. And quite often, the way they teach you something is through a process of hurt.
Yeah.
So if they're trying to teach you self-love, maybe you will find, maybe if you need to learn the lesson of self-love, you will find a lot of people in your life who are just taking and taking and taking from you emotional support, financial support, all kind of things without giving anything back in return. What is life trying to teach you?
We should always kind of do things for ourselves first. Then only we should
Do it in the right proportion. Find partnership in which there is equal and equal give and
proportions.
take.
Yeah, that's the right
Yeah.
framing the answers. Yeah, proportions are very must. So if it
Sometimes it could be you are choosing a wrong person, and sometimes you have the right person, but you do not know how to take. Or sometimes it could be some other problem. So when we are interacting with family members and everyone, whether we understand it or not, though it may look like a hurt, but at the end of the day, every experience is trying to teach us something.
Exactly.
And it is only when we all learn from each other, we become better.
Of course. We should always try to have some kind of learnings from others. And
so in that way, they are taking care of us. They may not be there with us full time, but if you have managed to feel insulted in one time in 1 year you have met them, then it is talking more about you than about other person. So learn from it.
Uh,
Utilize your environment to the best.
Yeah, that's what I said in the beginning of the interview as well. I always try to understand what the people is trying to tell us, what is the situation actually trying to teach me. I don't try to value the emotions. If some person is coming and scolding me, I'm just trying to understand what this person is trying to convey me. I just keep the emotions aside and I always try to understand them. So once we
I
understand
don't
them,
think you can filter it out with by removing the emotion. See, it's a full information. There
yeah,
are millions of ways of telling something. Some part of the information is telling us what that kind of person is. Another kind of behavior is going to show us why that person, what does that person want from us, or why that person is behaving like this. Like, you cannot filter out the emotion. That person
of
may have a
course,
lot of good intentions,
yeah,
but they behave in a total crass way that is still not going to be acceptable to me.
yeah, based upon the story which you told me actually in the beginning, the snake and the three
Mm.
rabbits. Yeah, of course. Even though we should have, I mean, we also got the
Looks
answer.
can be deceptive. Looks can be really
Yeah,
deceptive. What they talk is could be really deceptive. It is your own discernment to understand how and what kind of people they are.
yeah,
And based on
exactly.
that only, so you need to have that kind of energy field to be able to filter out naturally. Like someone like me, if I walk into a room, I don't even need to speak to people to have that kind of precision. Sometimes just my body directly reject. If that person comes and talk to me, and everybody does that. If you walk into a classroom, like even since kindergarten, you were not friends with everyone to the same degree. With some people you gelled, and with some people you did not gel.
Yeah, exactly.
By natural.
It's a natural process. I do understand. So also I wanted to ask you is that if any kind of transformations which you did to a client who is coming and approaching you, so is there any kind of real life example that the client came to you and told you, ma'am, you did a very wonderful job. I was transformed a lot. I'm having a lot of positive things happening in my life right now, and it actually made you even more surprised. Of course, you know very well that you will be 100% having positive results with your client. But the thing is that any kind of real life examples that made yourself shocked to a level that wow, I have done something great.
So the thing is, Krishna, in our line of work, we are just medias. We are not doing a transformation. Of course, we are paying attention, we are helping, we are maneuvering, it's a full science. We have to touch the right points at the right place so that the breakthrough happens. But at the end of the day, I am also a media. I am not the one who is doing a healing. Healing is happening through me. And a lot of times people come to me and when they tell me the stories and the way I see them shifting, every client has taught me something. Like I look at a client and I see them in such a difficult spot. I know they will be out of it, but how will they get themselves out? I don't know that in that particular moment. It is through the session we figure it out, and I am watching them and they are also figuring it out. And I'm like, wow, I couldn't have thought about this solution the way they came up with the solution.
Yeah, of course, you learn from every person in this world. You can learn something, and also at the same time.
Yes.
Uh, if there is any kind of person who tried every kind of things to get rid of the kind of traumas, the negative energies, and if they are not able to find a result, so what kind of message would you like to tell to those kind of people who feel stuck in their life, ma'am?
Come to me, don't waste time.
Yeah, that's
Time is very precious. Time is very precious. There is no need for anyone to be stuck like this. You're most welcome. Come. It will be done in 4 or 5 sessions at max. Do a full list. You will be at a completely different level. So with me, I do 12 sessions. In 4 or 5 sessions, the problem is over. The next 6 session is to take you to the next level.
so. Just wanted to
Even
ask,
if
yeah, all these kind of six sessions which you are talking to me right now, all these performed in one single day, or in how many days does it?
they can be done in a single way, but a single day as well. But it depends on your own capacity because it's a very deep and very detailed session. And moment your energy starts shifting, some people feel sleepy, some people feel heavy, some people feel very light. So it depends on how your body is responding to it. So 2 sessions per day is very comfortable. Sometimes, if the case is very severe, like suicidal client, rape client, depression client, and all that, that person I know that person need 6 sessions straight. Then I make that person sit for 2 days straight.
Great, ma'am.
Otherwise, yeah.
Is there any kind of a right time to start this healing process, or what if the person is not ready to start this kind of healing process, ma'am?
If you're not ready, like when I say people are not ready, it is usually sometimes it is ignorance. People feel time will heal it. People feel I have spoken to some other people, it will work. Biggest trap is people go and watch movie, they go for a holiday, they temporarily feel light, and they feel I have healed. Not true. Just because at this point in time you're feeling okay, that does not mean that pattern that you have created to choose substandard people in your life has changed. That does not mean you have learned the discernment of people. That does not mean you are in the perfect high performance zone to deliver the office work. Just because you feel light for 1 minute. So when people say I am not ready, it is usually ignorance because they don't understand that if I'm in a bad spot emotionally, mentally, I'm caught up in a wrong kind of patterns. Even if I work for the next 10 years, I will create more misery for myself. That awareness is not there.
Okay, ma'am. So tell us, if a person is going through some kind of trauma, all people will have some kind of common belief. Like most of the people will be having one common biggest lie which they tell to themselves because of the kind of trauma. So what is the most common mistake that you face in the clients coming to you, ma'am, that they face of the trauma? What kind of common things that they feel that this is their mistake, the greatest lie that they tell to themselves, ma'am?
They blame.
They
They
blame whom?
blame. They blame themselves. I did something wrong. I shouldn't have done this. They blame the world. They did not tell me the right thing. They blame the kismat or the God. God did something wrong to me. And they're so busy in blaming and playing a victim that they lose their advantage of finding a solution to get past that blame, to be able to see that actually some of it could be their doing. And life, in its greatest wisdom, does not make mistake. Everything has a correct calibration, a correct, cause and effect. There is a perfect design. You're part of that design. Nothing is by mistake. Everything is by design. There are no coincidence in this world. So stop blaming, firstly. So every time they're telling themselves some lie, I did this, other person did this to me. Nobody else came to save me. I was not helped by others. God did wrong to me. People tell themselves the biggest lie people tell themselves is this is what was meant to be. I had no power to change it. This was part of my doing. Had I not done this, had I not done that, then today things would have been better. Had someone else come and helped me, stopped me, taught me, then things would have been better. Had God been really kind and merciful, then God would have had protected me. And this would not have had happened.
So basically,
They are caught up
we should not try to
playing
blame
a victim.
others. Yeah. We should not blame ourselves and we should not blame the others people. We should always believe the fact that, okay, something is, this world is trying to teach me, and forget the fact that only because of this had happened. If it would have happened like this, we would have been in a better place. So we should avoid these kind of assumptions. So
But logic alone cannot solve this. Logic alone cannot help. And it is when you learn to see a bigger picture, when you can see all the small pieces, it's like a big puzzle. People are solving that big puzzle in their head. That is why they're caught up in the trauma. Trauma only happened once, but you are replaying in your mind again and again. So you are the one who is multiplying it. It's like your mind is trying to piece it up and figure it out so that later on it should not happen again. That is the whole reason why it is happening in your mind and body again and again.
yeah, okay. Also, I wanted to ask you this question. So these kind of healing sessions, so you have actually used 30 types of energy frequencies. So how do you know what someone needs, ma'am? When someone having different kind of necessities, how do you actually categorize with each and every of your client with 30 different energy frequencies, ma'am?
Actually, they need, see, energy has a matching, like how you have an antibiotic for throat infection, different for stomach infection, different. So every energy has its own quality, like the energy of revealing the truth. For example, if someone has been through a breakup and they were dumped, then the question they're asking is, was it ever real? Did that person ever really love me? Was all of this fake, or they were cheated upon? So they need to know the truth. Did I drive the person away? Did I do something wrong that made them go to someone else? Were they always cheating? That is, they need to know the truth. So the energy of revealing the truth is very different from the energy of emotional balance. The energy of opening up the past. Something could be linked to a very deeper childhood or even to some past life. And from that root to till today and in all future, you're carrying it forward like a baggage. So the energy to open up that portal is very different as compared to energy of doing action.
Yeah, tell me, ma'am, is there any kind of real life example that a client came to you with very deep pain in them and they got themselves come out of the kind of depression situation within a few days, ma'am? Is there any kind of real life example?
Yeah. All of them actually. I get all the very deep problem clients only. Majority of them I have are like that. So I had a client, she was in depression for since last 15 years. She had not left her room. She had driven away her entire family and she was on psychiatric meds. She had done counseling, coaching, everything, but she kept on getting worse to the point her career never made up. Like during college days, something happened. I don't even know. Till today, I don't know what happened because in my sessions, I don't even need to know your case histories. What happened? Only thing is something happened and it led you into XYZ states. And when I just note the patterns. And in 3 sessions, she got up, got out of her bed. She could help in the kitchen with her mother, with her parents. She went out to her university, which she had not visited since last 10 years. She collected everything. When she had come to me, she had so much of social anxiety that she was not even able to step out of her room. But this particular girl, all alone by herself, she went through the market. She shopped for herself. She went to university, collected all her previous certificates. She reunioned with her friends, the same friends with whom she had a fallout. With those friends she met, she learned something new. Today she has opened another business. Someone who has never stepped out of the room for 10, 15 years.
So tell us, ma'am. Actually, also that was a very inspiring story for me because a person like this who has not opened up to the society for 10 years, they will not be having any kind of trust with any kind of human beings they are facing in their life. And if they're coming
It's
to you,
not trust, it's anxiety.
yeah. And if they're coming to you and if you're able to change the process, then I think this is the best example which anyone can give. Because a person who is randomly going and talking, even if they're frustrated in their life, they'll be able to understand that, okay, this person is trying to talk, we should talk. We should actually open up to them. We can actually scold them. For this purpose, only we can just talk to them. But the thing is that if a person is made up their mind that we should not talk to anybody, we should not scold anybody, we should live our life for. And if that person is coming to you and this kind of transformation energy do happens in their life, then I think that's the very best example. That's the kind of dedication that you have towards your profession, which made your client to be successful in their life. And also at the same time, you are following this kind of iReAwake again process. So tell us, ma'am, how this iReAwake again process totally varies from some kind of talk therapy or neuro-linguistic programming or any kind of Reiki healing. So tell us how does this iReAwake again process differs from these kind of therapies, ma'am?
iRise Again is a program which is meant for people who are already crashed. Financial problem, depression, suicidal thoughts, relationship issues, divorce, bullying, psychosomatic issues, unresolved issues. Nothing has happened which they can say which has gone wrong, but yet their life is lost. Accident survivors, cancer survivors. For them, this program is there. The process is same. I will still use soul rebirth process. I will still use 12 sessions. But that particular outcome for them is to help them to start on their thriving journey. After one cycle of iRise Again, everything that has collapsed will be rebuilt for them and they will be on the path of now towards higher zone. So they'll start forming new relation. They'll start accelerating in their career. Their health will start improving. They will start finding new kind of people. They will reorganize everyone in their life and they will start forward on their life, even if they were stuck for 10 years. So that program is aimed for them. The outcome promises like that, restarting,
Yeah.
reclaim your life.
Yeah, okay, that's great, ma'am. So, what if someone doesn't come to you, and what is the cost of waiting and letting it go? Like someone, even if they just consider any kind of, if a person is going in a bike and if they're falling down and if they're not going to a hospital, they'll not be treated at the right time. And because of this, they'll be having a still more larger issue than they have right now. So in the same situation like this, so most of the people do not take this kind of emotional kind of depression as a very big thing. So at this time, they'll be just letting it go. They'll just not coming to the right person and
Waiting it out and making it person.
yeah, letting it out. So so what happens to them, and what is the cost of this kind of waiting? What will happen to them if they wait for a
So
long
I will tell
time?
you, I will tell you what will happen. I will tell you what will happen and you will put a number to it. Okay. We will do this together. Okay, Krishna.
Come again, ma'am. You are going to tell me?
I will tell you what will happen
Okay.
if they are not treating their emotional injury.
Okay.
What will happen in their life, and you
Okay.
will put a number to it, the cost of it. Okay, we will do this together.
Okay.
Okay. Let's say someone has been through a very bad breakup. They are in mid 20s or early 30s. They were in the relationship for 8 to 10 years. They thought they will marry this person. But yet, for whatever reason, they were cheated and they were dumped. This is a story they tell me. They come with that. Okay. You don't know, and I don't know whether they were really cheated or dumped, or did they drive the person away, or did something else happen. We don't know any of that. And because of all of this, now they have not come to someone like me. They have not received any treatment. So now they feel world is a very dark place. No one can be trusted. Even if you give your 100% into something, there is no guarantee that results will come. Okay. Now tell me, if they're in their career, how will they perform? Because of one trauma, one setback, they have become this. What will be their performance like?
Not good, actually.
Not good means what? Like they will not grow, they will be plateaued, they will not shift jobs. What will happen?
If the person is not getting the kind of things reciprocated to them, then it will lead to emotional trauma that they will not kind of believe the other persons in the world. Even if they are giving some kind of affection, love to them, they will not believe them. So consider if they're going to work in a profession, they will always try to concentrate on the profession. I think if they have some kind of good, some kind of courageous heart, then they will be trying to focus some kind of things on their career so that they'll forget all these kind of things. I think this is the thing that will happen.
Usually what happens, every person reacts to it differently. Some people, they drown themselves with work so that they don't have to listen to the emotions. And they become very cutthroat, aggressive, insensitive people because world has done them something wrong and they're out in the world to take revenge. These people, they never become good leaders. So if someone has been a manager, because what is the quality of a leader?
To safeguard our kind of
The quality of the leader is that the person, in order to have a team, you need to listen to the team.
Yeah, exactly.
If you feel nobody will reciprocate to me, what will you do? You will take one big danda and you will start telling people, you do this, you do this, you do this. You will become a dictator.
Exactly.
Nobody wants dictator.
Exactly.
So what is a loss that has happened in their career?
The loss that happened in the career, they're
Put a
losing
number
the
to it. If
leadership.
someone becomes,
You want me to put a number, a scale out of 10, something like that?
so will it be one, will they miss one promotion or will they miss multiple promotion?
You mean, okay, then that I don't think even they will get promoted. That's the thing.
So how many promotion will they miss? Tell me.
What to say?
2 or 3 or 5?
If
Early
they have-
30s
Yeah,
person.
if they
Early
have,
30s person, by the time
they can get more than 5. I mean, there will be 5 promotions till they reach the highest level. I think they can achieve maximum one promotion. Other than that, they can't, because of the kind of lagging leadership that they have in them.
So put a number to it. What have they missed?
Just one. I mean,
At
they
least
have
50 lakh per annum.
yeah, of course. Speaking about numbers and speaking about the earnings that they would have missed, it's infinity. Consider they're just going to earn in dollars, then they would have missed even $1 lakh opportunity, like per annum. $1 lakh like 75 lakhs over.
Yeah.
Surely it's like wash out to them.
Yeah.
So
What kind of relationships will they create? Well, let's say that person gets married, the same person, and they are like, people just cheat, they never reciprocate. So they are very closed emotionally. They will not connect with the wife or with the kids or with the other family member. They will maintain superficial relation. What will happen at home?
what will happen? They'll be missing the kind of good family life that they wanted to live in. They'll be missing the 20, 30 years that they're going to live. Consider after 30, they're facing this kind of problems.
And
they'll be losing the 30 years of life. This is what will happen.
what is the value of that?
Your life,
Put a number to it.
Like 30 years of your life.
What kind of children will you raise? You will tell them, don't trust anyone, don't love anyone. You will not be, and even if the children are trying to love the father, they will not be able to return the love.
That's not the proper way to raise a children, because they're already inserting some kind of negative. Even though there will be a lot of negative things existing in the society, they'll just they should actually teach them how to eradicate it. They should not teach them, put them in the society.
How to make.
And also at the same time, it's like wasting their lifetime also. You should not teach your children that the humans are not good. So to be putting a number onto the children's life.
So tell me, when I am proposing, tell me, yeah. So how much have they lost?
They lost everything now.
Huge amount. And I am offering it in.
They lost everything actually.
That is the cost. That is the cost, Krishna. And I am saying it can be fixed in 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours.
Yeah, I do. Now I understand the question you were just asking me. The cost for everything is very simple. You'll be losing the majority, like consider 60% of your life, 60% of, consider if you're even, what to say, if you're not treating your kind of inner wounds, consider it may be a physical wound. It may be just, what to say, a wound in the tip or toe of your finger on your leg. Then if you're not treating it at the right time, then it
will be inconvenience.
Losing everything, right? So at the same time, you'll be losing the financial things. You'll be losing just 1 year of your good promotions, the kind of earnings that you can earn, and the kind of life that you could have.
Reputation, the kind of respect that would have had come from that kind of leadership, the kind of network that would have had come from that kind of position, the way people connect and look up to you, the esteem, the joy or the pride one feels when 10 people are coming to you and you are the most trusted and relied leader. That kind of reputation, that's an energy, okay? You will miss upon that. If you go home and your wife is not happy to see you and your kids avoid you, every time you go back, you will feel hurt and hurt again. And if at all you're not feeling happy and you're not feeling fulfilled, your performance at work is also going to go down. So there is a huge cost of untreated wounds. There's a huge cost.
Of course,
and this is not something anyone can do it by themselves. Okay, don't wait for it, sit with it, drink with it, share with others. It's not going to work.
So I think this is the thing which people must know via watching this interview. So don't just pass or just take time. The cost of, consider you're going to go for a job interview. If you're just missing it, then if you're not having a proper job, then at least 1 year or 6 months, you're going to search for other jobs, and that's kind of loss which you do have. And also the very last question for this interview is, tell me, ma'am, if any person is feeling like, if any person listens to anyone and if they feels like their life is too messy and it's too painful, so what kind of message would you want to let them know for watching this interview right now, ma'am?
If you have anyone who is who you know has already crashed or is on the brink of a crash, get them here immediately. Don't try to counsel them yourself. You do not have skills. Do not try to, you can take them to some spiritual communities and all, they can temporarily help them. But the whole process of fixing the pipe and then putting the water into the tap and then using that water to fertilize the whole garden so that you can have fruits and vegetables, that's a whole process. And at this point in time, wherever we are in our culture and tradition, we do not have an end-to-end product ready. So don't waste time. Get them to an expert. Get them to me. Help them to clear themselves up. The cost is not exorbitant. It doesn't take a lot of time. The process is simple. You will get immediate result. The results are guaranteed. Whatever I write and give to you, this will happen, that will happen.
That's a sure thing, ma'am. So thank you once again for just accepting me to host this wonderful interview. We have just discussed a lot of things in this interview. Of course, it's an eye opener for me. I'm not telling it for any kind of on-screen kind of things. I'm just telling it out of my heart that you have discussed a lot of things. And people who are watching this interview right now, do subscribe to Women Today channel. And there is yet a lot of interviews to be coming in this thing right now. We are just interviewing women entrepreneurs and working women and across the world and across different cities in India. And today is our famous guest from Pune. So her name is Mridula Agarwal, and she is a famous and a transformative energy healer. And who have watched this full interview, you must have witnessed many things in this interview. Like, consider a person who has not even stepped out of his or her own home after coming and joining Mridula Agarwal kind of healing sessions in Pune. So within a few days, they're able to come out of their own room. Consider that person is stuck for their life for the entire 10 years, and they're coming out, and if they're able to mingle with the other people, then this is very well evident that Mridula Agarwal ma'am is doing a very wonderful job. Some healing sessions takes even years, but Mridula Agarwal ma'am is taking just a few days. Why not even 24 hours to clear all your trauma? She is practicing more than 30 kind of different energy frequencies, which will, so that he no need to worry about what energy frequency you are right in. Don't please open up to Mridula Agarwal ma'am, because you have come in to heal yourself. And also at the same time, don't waste your time. The time of wasting and you're just procrastinating the kind of traumas will actually cost you more. That's what we have discussed in the last kind of sessions over here. And also at the same time, we have also heard about a lot of good different stories, real life stories, that which came not only from the clients but also from herself. Mridula Agarwal ma'am has faced a lot of struggles even in her own life, and she has made herself to this extent. That's really a great thing. So most of the people will be like, you're not undergoing the kind of things, you're not undergoing the kind of struggles which I faced. So being a healer, how can you actually heal me? Because you can just guide me through the path, but you can't actually feel them. The thing is that Mridula Agarwal ma'am had actually gone through a lot of struggles, a lot of emotional breakdowns, burnouts, kind of a professional relationship, every kind of things that each and every person has come across in their life across the 30s age. So please do come and visit Mridula Agarwal ma'am. She is always happy to help you out in Pune. I will just mention her Instagram link down in the description right now. So once again, thank you, Mridula Agarwal ma'am. So coming and
Actually,
joining this
we have
interview.
worldwide service. Anyone can come over all across Zoom. We have worldwide clients. We do not take a personal, like physical session. Everything is on Zoom, like this, how we are talking.
Yeah, of course. It was a great opportunity for me to actually host a wonderful person like this to people who are watching this interview across the world. So please do have an online session with Mridula Agarwal ma'am. So it's the right time so that you can just actually clear your traumas. Actually, speaking out to a person, as we discussed before, doesn't help everyone. But the thing is that through proper energy healing sessions, that will work out, and that's a proven thing. It's a guaranteed thing which is given by Mridula Agarwal ma'am over here in Pune. So thank you once again, ma'am. Thank you for just allowing me to have this wonderful interview. So
Thank you for having me.
today's our guest is Mridula Agarwal ma'am from Pune, a transformative energy healer, and this is Krishna signing off from Women Today YouTube channel. So thank you once again for watching this interview right now. Thank you,
Take
ma'am.
care.
So I'm just
Thank you,
stopping
Krishna, for
the,
having me
yeah,
over.
yeah, yeah. Thank you for everything, ma'am.